Alright, what is up everybody? Coming back at you with another video on the channel today. And today we have a comparison between the same knife. So something a little different. Some of you guys may know the Sharp by Design Apex dropped about a week and a half ago. Sold out in a lot of places, not all of them, certain models. It wasn't as well received as some of his previous designs, like the Mini Tempest here. These sold out pretty fast, and then, couldn't get them for obvious reasons. Absolutely stunning knife. Get that out of the way. Now, this new Apex dropped. A lot of people still liked it. I really like it, obviously. But a lot of people didn't love the blue and red, and they didn't love the hole in the handle. I didn't at first. I ended up ordering this one, and I really kind of fell in love with it. I do really like the knife. With that being said, there were quite a few different models. So obviously there was two color options, as you can see here. Bead Blast and Blue, DLC and Red. They had two deployment options. They had a front flipper, as this one is, and they had a standard flipper, as this one is. There were also two blade options. They had a drop point, standard drop point blade like you see here, and then they had a compound ground Tonto, as you see here. They also had Damasteel options, but I'm not paying $150 for a pretty pattern. Sorry. I'm not that big into Damascus. I've had some Damasteel. Just not my thing. Call me crazy. But anyways, I got this one first. I ended up really liking it. Then I got this Strider .75 AR off the drop they did. And it ended up showing up with some damage to it up here. Happened in the mail. So DLT gave me $100 store credit for that damage. And I had like 40 or 50 bucks in points money in store credit. So I picked this thing up for like $240, which is a heck of a deal. They still had this one in stock, and I went the exact opposite as I did with this one. This one's a standard flipper. This one's a front flipper. This one's the blue inlays. This one's the black with red inlays. Then the blade, drop point, Tonto. So they're the same knife, but the exact opposite available configurations. Now, you could get any mix of these. There's like, with the Damasteel versions, there's like 20 different models where there was so many options. And it was like that with the Mini Tempest. There was a lot of different options. But they had something for everybody. So, like I said, I got this one, ended up really liking it. So now I pick this guy up, and what I'm actually going to do is, where these inlays are removable, I'm going to swap the inlays. I'm going to put the blue in the black, and I'm going to put the red in here, and just see how it looks. It may look horrible. It may look really cool. But I'm going to give it a try, just to have something different. Now, let's talk about some of the obvious differences here. First off, this blade shape. I'm normally not a huge Tonto guy, but when it's a compound grind Tonto, I get excited. So on this one, you had a hollow grind back here with this flat compound ground up front. On the drop point here, is this a hollow grind? I don't know that this is a hollow grind. Let's take a gander, shall we? I don't believe it is. I do not believe this is a hollow grind. If it is, it's very, very shallow. So your drop point here, you do get the swedge cut up top. And then obviously the front flipper tab versus your standard flipper. So the reason I went with the standard flipper in the first place was because I like the look when it's open. Kind of like the Evo 2. You know, it's got that crazy looking flipper tab sticking out when it's open, which I do like. But when it's closed, I like the front flipper look more when it's closed. And I thought it would be cool to match my Mini Tempest with 2 front flippers. So, you know, open, I like the flipper tab. Closed, I really like the clean lines of the front flipper. And after seeing more videos and stuff, I was like, yeah, I should have got the front flipper. Now, another big difference with these on the, and this is specifically the front flipper versus standard flipper, is the detent. And that's something I was very curious about. This one's got a fairly strong detent. I like a stronger detent. You know, it gives you really solid reverse flicks and then really solid flipper tab. You know, I am a lefty, and it's just a super solid detent. This one is much lighter, and the reason is you can get really good, you know, front flips, which is very important on a front flipper. But on the reverse flick, it's still good. I wouldn't call it light, but it's much lighter than your standard flipper. You know, I kind of got used to the standard flipper. I do like that, though. I do like it. Now, my standard flipper has quite a bit of detent lash, and that is where you get play before the detent breaks. You can see you can move it that far before the detent breaks. Let's see what we got here. I just got this one today. It came in the mail. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, still some detent lash. That's unfortunate. I wonder if I can check that on my... Yeah, with his detent, the way it's set up in there, it's not a detent ball. It's like a detent nub, I would call it. It's like a little nub, triangle-shaped nub sticking up that, you know, goes into the blade there. But overall, I can't decide which one I like more now. I like the black and red colors. I didn't at first. I do kind of like it now. I'm thinking the black and blue is going to look really good, though. Give them a little switcheroo. Looks-wise, I definitely like the front flipper. More so in the looks category. And I really do like my Mini Tempest, but I don't like the front flip being pretty much the only way to deploy it. You can reverse flick it, but on these Bowie models, it's just so hard to get into it back there. It's not near as fun to fidget with. Obviously, this one, he had us reverse flickers in mind with this huge deployment there. And honestly, I just really love the lines of this knife. You know, a lot of people don't like the hole there. I didn't love it at first. I definitely don't hate it, and it's growing on me more and more every day. Now, the one thing about having a lighter detent is you get better action. So let's compare them here. And this one has been broken in some. Break them free. So as you see there, much better action, because, and the reason for that is with the lighter detent, you can see a little bit less lock up there. There's not as much pressure against the blade when it's falling, so it lets you get a little bit better drop shut action. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with the front flipper here. Yeah, should have got the front flipper to start with. I will say I really like the stronger detent, though, where I do like a stronger detent. Feels good. I like the Tonto blade, but man, this drop point's nice. Another difference is when it's open, your grip area here. Where I'm left-handed, the way I would grab this one, my middle finger was coming right down on the clip. And where this clip's a little on the sharp side, it was really uncomfortable. So I had to modify this clip. You can see there. I'll show you the difference. I've got two of them. Oop, little bump. But you can see I kind of knock the edge off of it. This one, where you can choke up a little higher, I can get just a tiny bit higher, and it's really not a problem. So that's another plus to the front flipper there. Yeah, if this had a little bit stronger detent, I'd be super sold. I think that's the only thing right now I'm liking better on this model, is that little bit tighter detent. But it wouldn't front flip near as good. For the blades, that's a tough one, man. You know, I really do like this compound ground Tanto. But this full belt satin drop point, it's a good looking blade, man. They're both good looking knives. I guess I'm happy I ended up getting both. You know, I like both in their own way. So I've got one of each for whatever I'm feeling. This is only the second time I've ever bought two of a knife. The only other one's the Medford Praetorian T. So yeah, kind of a crazy thing, but decided to do it, and I'm not mad at it. Not mad at all. But yeah, I think I'm going to switch these inlays and see how that looks. But yeah, that's just a little comparison there to, you know, if you're trying to decide between the models and what options. Maybe that'll give you a little bit of insight. You know, most of them are sold out, but maybe there will be a drop in the future. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to the channel. We're getting a couple subscribers now. Look out for this Strider .75 AR video coming soon. Look at the action on this thing already. So, anyways, you know, like the video, and have a great day.